Hey YouTube, KC Classic 7 here, back with another video. So NBA 2K16 here. This is going to be part 2 of my discussion video talking about NBA 2K17 and beyond. I'd like to see added in as early as NBA 2K17, but if not, definitely added in for the beyond 2K18 plus. Play Now Online, this mode is definitely took a back burner since My Career, Park, Pro-Am definitely has been sitting on that back burner. This was definitely a great way to rejuvenate the mode, adding in the trophies, adding in those classic teams, but it's now time to take this mode to the next level. KC, how do you do that? Well, fans, I'm gonna tell you. Trophies. Sometimes you are not able to capture some of these trophies when you originally play for them. Okay, that happens. Why not add a risk it all mode? So let's say I am at the NBA, I just captured that trophy, but I lost a game in junior college, right? So instead of doing what I had to do, losing games on purpose, as you see I'm 0-15 with the 76ers, I had to start and quit all these games. Very frustrating. Something I did not want to do, just to go back and capture all 10 of these trophies. I guess I could have won them when I had the opportunity, but that's neither here or there. Why not have it to where I can go back to junior college and risk it all? So if I win the game, I keep the trophy, stay where I'm at. It doesn't count toward toward the NBA. It does, like, I don't get a win for it. I just have to get 8 wins here. You don't get a win for it, but you get your trophy, and you get to stay at NBA. But if I lose that game, I'm bumped all the way back down to junior varsity, and have to climb my way back up to NBA. Risk it all. I definitely think that is a mode, or that could be a feature that would definitely enhance this mode a little bit more than what they've already done. Also have a feature where if you risk it all in 2 games, so like let's say I have to go back and get the junior varsity and varsity trophies, I lose that varsity game from, like, let's say I'm in the NBA, I lose the varsity game, I'm back down the varsity, lose that JV game, and I get moved down to freshman for losing 2 risk it all games in a row. Do you see how I did that there? Like I said, I definitely think that would be appreciated. I definitely think that could be something fans of the Play Now Online could have some fun with. Maybe even add a VC element if you're risking it all, kind of like you're putting in the jackpot. Maybe you have to risk, half of your VC or whatever, make it a set amount number of VC to go back and get these trophies. You win, you keep your VC, and you get more VC, and you get your trophy. That's kind of your incentive, instead of getting the win and having it count toward your toward the tier you're in now, the ladder that you're in now. You get some extra VC, you get your trophy, like I said, and you get to keep the VC that you risked. That would be a very cool feature, kind of like the stage of Play Now Online. That's definitely something that they should consider. The next thing I want to talk about is the classic teams. I love the classic teams being added in here, but instead of making them all 1-tier teams, tier these teams as well. Some of these teams are not 1-star teams, like this Mavericks team, 77 overall, not a 1-star team. This Portland team without Rasheed Wallace, definitely not a 1-star team. Tier these teams. If you tier them, more players will play with some of these classic teams. So if we go into the ladder, in the 2K ranking, the ladder system, give us the 3-tier teams around varsity, give us those 2-tier classic teams around, let's say, college, and once you get to the NBA, that's when you can play with all your classic teams, the 1-tier teams, like your actual 1-tier teams, and you can still play with your 2 and 3-tier teams. You'll see more players playing with more classic teams, as well as playing with the regular teams. Your 1, 2, 3. Pretty much you have players playing with all the classic teams. Like there's certain classic teams I still have not seen yet, and that's what I'm doing now with Play Now Online. I'm going back and playing with some of these classic teams that I have not seen yet and I have not played with yet. But to avoid that, tier those classic teams and you'll see a lot more players playing with those classic teams. This is just my input on how they could make Play Now Online a little bit better. Of course, it's one of those modes that is just kind of like a mode to be thrown in there, a mode that's always been there, but they have expanded on it. Take that next step. Tier the classic teams, add in a risk it all type of mode, and I definitely think the people who do play this mode will appreciate it, and it will be something that will be received positively, because losing games on purpose just to get back to trophies is not something that is ideal, because now I have 15 extra losses on my record, which doesn't really matter, but it still is 15 extra losses, as well as when you keep quitting these games. If you quit too many in a row, you get a timeout. So now I have to wait to lose some more games, which sounds just funny. So I have to wait to lose more games, and it's just overall, like I said, it's very frustrating. But some suggestions: definitely gonna talk about my career, my park, as well as the 2K Pro-Am. Those are the 3 things that I'm gonna hit on next in their own separate respective videos. Part 2. Thank you for listening. KC Classic 7 signing out.